this video, we'll discuss the definition of B tree in detail. So, in the previous video, we discussed that a B tree is an MV tree, and for every MV tree, what we can have is that it has every node has m children and m minus 1 keys. But we need to relax that condition somehow, that for the root node, we can have two children, from two to children to the range of the children can be between 2 and m. Then we also discussed that for all the other nodes that are the internal nodes, we need to have, this is a condition, we need to have m by at least m by 2 children, that is the ceiling function, and at the maximum it should have all the internal nodes should have at the most m children, and then all leaves should be on the last level. They cannot be any internal node that is or any node that is on a level higher than the last level and is a leaf node. Then this is a condition that is only for the B plus tree, that's a type of B tree, that the all the nodes except for the leaf nodes, they contain only pointers and keys, not the exact data set. So the data set is stored on that at the leaf level, but we'll not discuss this condition or this property in this lecture. We can have another lecture on the B plus trees. So we look at just these four properties here. So as in the summary, for the root node, the minimum number of keys is 1 and children are 2. So if it has 1 key, then it has 2 children. Okay, so this is the condition for the root node. And for the maximum number, it can have, like all other nodes, it can have max at the max m minus 1 keys and m children. Okay, and for the all other nodes, the minimum number of keys should be m by 2 ceiling minus 1. And if we have this number of keys, then we should have m by 2 children. So remember, if we have 2 keys in a node, then we should have 3 children. If we have 3 keys in a node, then the node should have 4 children. Okay, so this is the condition for the minimum number of keys in a non-root node. Then for the maximum number of keys, the conditions are the same for every node, that it's if it's an MV tree, it should have m children and m minus 1 keys. So that's a summary of the number of keys in a and keys and number of children in a node. So let's see in this tree and try to determine if this is a B tree or not. So for a B tree of order 5, so order means m is equal to 5. So if m is equal to 5, m by 2 ceiling function here is 3. So which means that every node that is not a leaf node, or maybe not the root node, should have at least 3 children and m by 2 ceiling function minus 1, that is 2 keys. We see here this node which has only 1 key, so this is violating this condition that it should have at least 2 keys. So this tree is not a 5-way B tree. Similarly, this leaf node, this node has no child, this leaf node is not at the last level. Okay, then we have more nodes which have less number of keys. So this tree, this example tree, is not a 5-way B tree. So you see, these conditions, if I just enforce those conditions, what I would have is that if I cannot have such a node, which means that I would need to adjust some values from this leaf node, maybe if I just look at this node, it has less number of keys. I can adjust a few values from here into this node, which means that the number of levels, if I first try to fill this level, I would actually try to make sure that I do not create a next level when we have adjustment, when I can adjust values in the upper level. Okay, so all these conditions are there to reduce the number of levels in the B tree. Okay, now we'll see a few more trees that are actually B tree. So you see this tree, if it's of order 5, we just discussed that all the nodes except for root should have 3 children and two keys. So for root, we can have one key and two children, which is fine. All the other nodes have at least two keys, right? And if they have two keys, then they have at least three children. So for these two keys, there are three children. For these three keys, we have four children. Okay, so this and all the leaf nodes are on the last level. So this is a valid five-way B tree. So you see, we have adjusted so many values in just three levels, and we still have we still have memory, or we still have enough nodes or keys, possible keys here, and we can adjust more values in just these three levels. So we'll see. Now we try to see if this is a B tree. So let's just try to look at it from another angle. If it's a B tree, it should have if it should have an order, that is the value of m. Let's find out the value of m. Let's see that this particular node, it has only one key, and this node also has only one key, which means that we need to allow one key uh, and in the non-root node. So if the minimum number of keys is 1, and which is equal to m by 2 minus 1. So from here we can see that what's the value of m. So from this equation we can see that this minus 1 would go on the right side, so this it would become m by 2, sorry, m by 2 is equal to 2, and if 2 goes there, 2 multiplied by 2, so this is m is equal to 4-way tree. Okay, so now let's see if this is a four-way tree or not. So for m, if we consider m is equal to 4, what we can have is that m by 2 is the minimum number of children, which is equal to 2, and m by 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1, is the minimum number of keys. So this can be a tree of order 4. Okay, so this the condition, and that's the answer, that this is a valid four-way B tree. Okay, so if we look at this tree, similarly this is a B tree and it's an of order 5. You can check all the conditions here, and now just compare this B tree with the binary tree, B tree with the binary search tree. Remember, this is a binary search tree, not an AVL tree, so it has some imbalanced branches as well. So for a binary tree we can only have two children. So in this key scenario, we have these levels, 0, 1, 2, and 3, 4. We have 4 levels, and there are 2 leaves at depth 2. Then at depth 3, we still have 2. You see, these are 2 leaf nodes at depth 2. Then we have 2 leaf nodes at depth 3, and then 1 leaf node at depth 4. So we have these leaf nodes at different levels, whereas in a B tree, if we have a B tree, a valid B tree, we should have such a shape that this is a B tree of order 3, and all the leaves are on the last level. So this is another perspective of looking at a B tree and a binary search tree, that now B tree has a very symmetric structure instead of a binary search tree. Okay, so now we'll go to the implementation of a B tree, and we'll try to see how can we implement a B tree. So a B tree is a rooted tree, that is it has a root node with the that of course a tree is a rooted element. Then every node, if I say that node as x, it has these few fields. We'll see what these fields are. N of x actually denotes the number of keys. So a tree is of m way, and m minus 1 keys should be there in a non-root node, but they can be of course lesser keys as well. We saw that it was m by 2 minus 1 keys. So the range should be between n by 2 minus 1 till m minus 1. So whatever is the value, whatever the number of nodes we have at the current time, is called the n of x. Okay, so it can have, if it's a 5-way tree, it can have maybe between 2 to 4 keys. So if it has 3 keys, then n of x is equal to 3. Okay, that's the concept here. Okay, maybe I do not need to explain it further. Then if there are n is the number of keys in the tree, then we have, of course, we should have a data member, or an array of size n. Okay, so these are the values in the tree, and remember, these values should be sorted in ascending order. So every node should have, if it has n keys, then this is the number n. Then we have an array of size n, and all the values are stored in that array in the sorted order. Okay. Then there's a boolean variable that says that if a node is a leaf node or a non-leaf node. Then for a node that has n keys, it should have n plus 1 pointers as well for its children. Okay. So, and this is the structure of the tree. And then for the rest of the properties, the keys, for example, as we just saw, that if we represent key of I of x as the value in the root node, then it should be like that, smaller values than first key of the root of the parent node should have bigger values than the keys in the left child, and it should have smaller values than the keys in the right child, and this goes on, and it makes the tree a search tree. So this property is related to the search tree structure. And then each leaf node has the same depth, which is the h of the height of the b tree. Okay, that is what the algorithms would do, but this is the property that we should keep in mind. And then all internal nodes except the root node have at least this number of keys and this number of children. That is m by 2 number of children and m by 2 minus 1 keys. And the maximum number of children is m, and keys is m minus 1. Okay, so these are the properties of a B tree. And um, for the height of a B tree, if we denote it with the value h, with this letter h, and we say that n is the number of values in the B tree. So the total size of the data set is n, and we want to determine the height of the B tree, and m is the order of the B tree, that is the number of branch, maximum number of branches that the tree can have, that a node in a tree can have. And let's say this t is another variable that actually represents the value m by 2, which is the minimum number of children of a node. Okay, in this scenario, what we can have is that the best case height of a B tree is, which means that all the nodes have exactly m by 2 children and m by 2 minus 1 keys. Oh, sorry, not m by 2, uh, m children and m minus 1 keys. That shows that all the nodes are full. There is no empty, or there is no hole in that tree. That's the best case scenario. In that case, what we would have is that we have m branches at every node. So there's a simple formula: log base m of n plus 1 minus 1. That's the simple analogous formula of log base 2 of n plus 1, n plus 1 minus 1. That's the formula that we devised for the balanced binary tree. Okay, so for a balanced m-way tree, the formula just replaces this 2 with m. That was the best case. And for the worst case, instead of having m keys and m minus 1 keys and m children, we would have m by 2 keys and m by 2 minus 1 children. So you can see the formula should change with respect to m by 2. So the formula becomes this one. Or we represented m by 2 with the value t, so the formula is log base t of n plus 1 by 2. Okay, so this is the worst case height of a B tree, and this is the number of reads, that is the hard disk operations the worst number of hard disk operation for any algorithm of the B tree. Maybe it's an insert operation or a delete operation or search. Okay, so for any operation in a B tree, any function of a B tree, the worst number of hard disk accesses would be around this value, log base t of n plus 1 by 2. N plus 1 is in one bracket, the entire operation is divided by 2. Okay, so that's the number of disk accesses in a B tree. So given a scenario, let's put this in perspective that if we have 2 million entries, that's a bigger data set, larger data set that we are talking about. We have maximum number of children if this is the value of m is 100 and this is the value of t. 50 is the value of t. So the worst case height of a B tree would be 3. You see, we can adjust 2 million entries in just 3 levels of a B tree. Okay, instead of having a binary tree which would have had around 20 levels and 20 disk accesses, a B tree can only adjust all these values in just 3 levels. So this is the efficiency. This is the efficiency that we want to achieve here. We would need to have at the max 3 disk accesses for 2 million entries in the dataset. Okay, so that's it for the discussion of the B tree. Now we'll discuss the operation of a B tree in the next lecture. So in the next lecture, we'll discuss the how we can create a B tree, how we can search in a B tree. Then there are two operations that need further discussion, insert and delete operation, and we'll see them in the next video.